What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now today we have a commentary set up for Battlefield 2042. But before we go ahead and get into that topic, just very quickly I want to go ahead and kick back and truly admire this Battlefield 4 footage. This game is an actual masterpiece. I have seen many titles come and go in the FPS genre, but Battlefield 4, no matter how many years down the road, stays populated, stays alive, and never fails to absolutely blow my mind every single time that I log into this experience. And it's not a game that's new to me. You know, this game has been with me for ages now, but I can still log in current date and just absolutely immerse myself into the experience. And I've mentioned that actually a lot of times in my past Battlefield commentaries, that basically that's what Battlefield 2042 is missing. You know, an immersive experience. It's very important that Battlefield has good atmosphere. You know, if it doesn't have good atmosphere, but it has the gunplay, the movement, the maps, whatever, if it's lacking the atmosphere, then it truly isn't a fantastic Battlefield game, no matter what Battlefield game that you could possibly think of. The GOATs, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, I mean, we can even go current date with Battlefield 5. All of them had atmosphere. You know, Battlefield 5 might have been a mess at launch, and it still kind of is a mess in my personal opinion. But compared to Battlefield 2042, I would take 5 any day of the week because I can still immerse myself into the experience. And Battlefield 4 right here, it doesn't matter how long you play it or how little you play it. Every single minute that you are inside a match is literally a movie scene. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, that is not the topic of today's video. Today we're going to be talking about Battlefield 2042 and the direction that I think EA is going to be taking with this overall title. Now over on Twitter, Tweaktown posted out a post saying EA management didn't mention Battlefield 2042 a single time in the company's recent Q1 earnings call. Now, basically, if you don't know this, you know, an earnings call is basically self-explanatory. I don't think I should really go ahead and explain it, but, you know, it's basically how much EA is earning overall. It's very good for investors to know this information because it's how EA will be making more money from them. So, clearly, everything that comes out of their mouths in the earnings call, they want it to be more on the positive end. You know, they want everything to sound as crispy and clear as possible to get people to want to invest in their company. And clearly right here with this information, it proves once again that Battlefield 2042 in their portfolio is a massive flop. Now, you can go ahead and, you know, look up numbers, you can look up, you know, initial sales, but when it comes to current date, if the game is populated, if the player retention is still there, if people are still spending money, if they're even buying the game itself, that stuff is going to show over time. And EA has been hiding this title every step of the way. Now, what this means to me personally as a individual player who enjoys the Battlefield franchise, it means that Battlefield 2042 is going on a downward spiral. Basically, it's failing, and I think personally that it's a skeleton crew working on this game, even though from other sources and other developers, they claim that it's still a massive team out here working on Battlefield 2042. But I'll be honest with you guys, like I said, I've been playing Battlefield 2042, covering it for you guys on this YouTube channel since the very first day that it came out. Obviously, just recently I've been taking a massive break from Battlefield. I've been testing out other games, as you could see on the YouTube channel. But down to its core, I think, you know, I played enough of this game to understand the fundamentals and to see the direction that it's heading. And I've also been keeping up to date with all the updates as well. I've played throughout all the content, I've seen all the fixes and changes they made to the game, and overall, I'll be honest with you guys, the amount of developers they're claiming to be working on this game does not seem to fit the amount of content and fixes that we're getting current date. Yes, the game has obviously gotten better over time, but seriously, it has taken almost a year plus to get it to this point. And in a year plus, we have only gotten one map in this game and 2 weapons. You cannot be serious. And it's not even just this game either. I mean, Halo is another example. Almost a year plus as well for that game. And we're sitting here with 2 maps in that game. I don't know what's going on, but live service seems to be the death of all of these franchises. And right now, the direction that Battlefield 2042 is taking, I think EA is just going to slowly trickle out the final bits of content because, as we all know, within Season 2, we might, and that is a big might. They're claiming that we will see content being introduced into Portal, but at this point, I don't take any of their words until they actually show me physical proof. So I will not get your hopes and expectations high when it comes to Portal content. But for new content being introduced into Battlefield 2042, the content we're getting within Season 2 is 1 new map and a bunch of remakes of the original map. So basically, they spent all this time fixing the initial problems of the original game instead of actually making new content. There's something that I've always been told throughout my whole life, and that is do it right the first time, because it will save you so much time later. They completely half-assed this game, and guess what the consequences are? They don't have any time to make new content, and they're stuck fixing their original build because they never made it right in the first place. It's completely on them, and it's also on EA as well, because I'm sure they completely rushed this project out. But as I was saying, I think EA is going to push this on the same path as something like Battlefield 5, where it's going to get next to no support, very minimal content. They're going to push out the final seasons, the promised seasons, because obviously they are obligated to go ahead and put forth content, since they already mentioned it, and they told us that we're going to get this stuff throughout, like, what, 4 or 5 seasons maybe. So they're going to obviously do that. But I guarantee you, once we hit Season 4 or even a Season 5, the game is getting completely cut. And each and every one of those seasons, mark my words, maybe by Season 4, we'll start seeing extra content. But until they go ahead and revamp all of the original game, you best believe we're not seeing anything new being introduced into this game. If my theory is correct, and there's only a skeleton crew working on this title, there's no possible way they can manage and juggle trying to revamp all the original maps, revamp the whole original game, mess with the specialist in the way that they're talking about, even though they haven't mentioned a single thing to us about specialist, as they promised to us 4 or 5 months ago. But, I guess we're not important enough to be able to know any of the inside details on development for this game. But as I was saying, it's impossible for a skeleton crew to go ahead and do all of that work on top of making brand new content to introduce into the game. The workload is just absolutely out of this world, and I'm pretty positive the majority of their crew is working on the next Battlefield title. And that right there is where the problem lies. All of the team is ditching Battlefield 2042 to move on to the next Battlefield game, when in all reality, Battlefield 2042 was pretty much the last chance for a lot of Battlefield fans. People are already getting sick of the methods within Battlefield 5. Too many people said 2042 is the final chance to see if DICE can pull their crap together, and they gave us the complete opposite of what a Battlefield game is all about. Now, obviously, there will be people who go ahead and purchase the next Battlefield game. There's hardcore Battlefield fans out there because, as always, just like with Call of Duty, there's no experience out there that could truly mimic the Battlefield vibes that pretty much every Battlefield game carries, minus Battlefield 2042. But sadly, for this game being truly successful, absolutely popping off for the masses, it kind of lost its chance here. 2042 was the perfect hype. It literally got everybody turning up thinking it's going to be a Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4, replica. Not completely copied, obviously. It's going to be a unique, interesting twist. But we wanted that time period. We wanted those vibes. We wanted that atmosphere. Battlefield 2042 lacks that all. So yes, it is a good thing that they have a ton of people already working on the next Battlefield game, but the problem here is, will anybody even be excited for that next Battlefield game? I know over half of you guys, if not all of you guys, are going to be watching very carefully, and more than likely not even going to bother pre-ordering the next game, after how badly we got finessed with Battlefield 2042. It's crazy, because Battlefield 5, we were lucky enough to spot all of these things before the initial game came out. And instead of DICE seeing that we didn't like the direction they were taking the game, and saying, okay, we got a ton of negative feedback before the game even released in the trailers, maybe we should never do that again, they wanted to be sneaky, they wanted to be scummy, and instead of changing it, they just decided to hide it, mask the game. Instead of showing us day one what they're trying to do, they're going to mask it, show us another version of the game that they know we want to see, and then put their form of the game, their new version of the game, behind the paywall once you pay into the game, pre-order the game, and then you play it. Then you get to see what the real experience is all about. But ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go down in the comment section and leave your opinions down below. Do you guys think that basically EA is hiding all of this stuff because the sales are bad, the player count is bad, and they don't want to expose, all of this Battlefield 2042 knowledge to the masses? Or do you think they just aren't really interested with sharing the numbers? Because let's be real here, it still made a lot of money with the initial sales. They pretty much finessed the whole community into pre-ordering the game. So I don't know why they wouldn't show the numbers of Battlefield 2042. So leave your opinions down below. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. Bums, I hate it. Leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's still a way to do so. I have Twitter and Discord, both in the link down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, but that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See y'all next one. Peace out.